Welcome to
In Better Hands,
a beacon of hope and transformation. In Better Hands is more than an organization. It's a foundation grounded in Jesus' love and compassion, dedicated to rescuing and restoring lives.
At the core of In Better Hands is a mission to rescue children at risk of trafficking or those who have already faced this unimaginable fate. Our commitment extends beyond children. We embrace the youth and widows, offering a holistic approach to healing.
In Better Hands believes in addressing the whole person. Our holistic approach encompasses spiritual guidance, physical well-being, intellectual growth, and fostering strong social connections.
Over the years, In Better Hands has achieved remarkable milestones. We've rescued and provided loving homes for countless children, empowered the youth to pursue their dreams, and supported widows in rebuilding their lives through your sponsorship and prayers.
Your sponsorship doesn't just impact the sponsored individuals, it ripples through communities, creating a positive wave of change. It empowers families, uplifts neighborhoods, and contributes to the holistic development of the region.
Today, we invite you to be a part of this transformative journey. Visit our website at inbetterhands.org to explore different sponsorship options.
Join us in making a difference. Your sponsorship is more than a monthly commitment. It's an investment in the future, a testament to the belief that every individual deserves to be in better hands.
In Better Hands, where lives are transformed
Dreams are rekindled
and hope is restored.
Free Methodist Missions Philippines presents Mobilization Monday. Every Monday, join us as we ignite your passion for missions, share inspiring stories, and equip you to make an impact for God's kingdom right where you are.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Mobilization Monday, your weekly dose of encouragement in action from the front lines of missions and ministry. Once again, I'm Clyde, serving as the National Director for Free Methodist Missions Philippines and your host for this podcast. Allow me to say thank you very much for your warm greetings during my birthday last week. Well, today's episode is both inspiring and hopeful as we shine a light on a ministry that is making a powerful impact in the lives of vulnerable children and survivors of human trafficking. Today, we are honored to be joined by Reverend Seth Van Tifflin, the Executive Director of In Better Hands, a ministry deeply rooted in rescue, restoration, and the redemptive love of Christ. Hello, Seth. Welcome to Mobilization Monday. It's so a blessing to have you here. And of course, in the Philippines, we were able to spend time with you in the Philippines a few days ago. And so far, would you like to share to us your brief and concise experience in the Philippines?
Yes, thank you so much, Clyde. Just had a wonderful time, a very, very good experience in the Philippines. Really enjoyed meeting so many wonderful leaders and dedicated church workers and church planters. Really enjoyed the different cities and areas that I was able to visit, and it gave me a good bird's eye overview of the country. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you had a good time in the Philippines indeed. Well, anyway, today's episode, we will be featuring your amazing ministry. So can you start by giving us an overview of In Better Hands? So how it began and what your mission is.
Yeah, thank you. God is so good, and He called my wife and I to this ministry 13 years ago. We just celebrated 13 years within Better Hands. When we first started the organization, I felt very called to focus on children and youth in particular that were either at high risk of being abused or trafficked, and rescuing those that had been abused and trafficked. Shortly after that, especially with some words and good advice from Lon Lon. She thought we needed to focus also on widows that were in desperate need of some financial assistance each month. So we started Hope for the Widow. From there, a few years later, we started the proactive model of ministry called Hope for the Village, where the children and youth live with biological family members, but we're able to financially assist them through sponsorship each month, so that we can keep them in school and fed and medically cared for. And of course, we care for babies and refugees now. We're working on another baby right now as we speak, actually. Hopefully being able to save this baby and place the baby in a loving Christian safe home that we have.
Well, that's so powerful. So it's very clear that the heart of your ministry in Better Hands is not only about rescue, but also holistic restoration. So, Seth, can you share and can you tell us about the specific programs you run and where your ministry is currently active?
Yeah, so we definitely focus holistically. We want to care for each individual physically, but not stop there. Make sure that they're socially, emotionally, intellectually cared for, and of course, spiritually. Not forcing the gospel or Jesus on anybody, but definitely explaining and presenting the gospel and allowing people to accept him when they're ready. So very holistic approach. And yeah, currently we're serving in 5 different countries. The first country we started in 13 years ago was Myanmar, and then we expanded to Cambodia, and then Thailand, and then Nepal, and 2 years ago in Vietnam, with potentially a 6th country coming up, the Philippines. Very excited for that. We're feeling confident that the Lord is leading us this way, so we're excited for the coming months.
Well, amazing. It's always encouraging to hear how God is using faithful people to make such a difference. So now I understand there have been some recent developments and ministry updates. So could you share what's been happening lately in Better Hands?
Yeah, so definitely the Philippines is our latest development. We were able to visit several different cities, one city particularly in the north, Ilocos, and we spent some days with Pastor Alan and Emma Bell, and just really had a delightful time. We were able to see some areas of the city that really needed some help, or really do need help. And so we're excited to hopefully launch ministry later this year in that area. Otherwise, next month, both Dara and myself were getting ready to head to Nepal, and we really need to hire a country director in that nation. We have 3 candidates that applied formally with us, and so we will be interviewing them and hopefully making the best decision of who to hire, so that we can grow the ministry also in Nepal.
Well, we celebrate those victories with you already. Now, you mentioned a while ago that something exciting is on the horizon as you're planning to explore expanding your ministry to the Philippines. So, could you share more about that vision? Perhaps what are your initial steps? Of course, you have already explored the community. What's next?
Yes, so after an initial visit and an overview of the country by myself and Dara, our next step is to hire a country director. We've had one person formally submit their resume, and we even conducted one interview with that person, and it seems promising, and we're excited to move forward and maybe with a second interview and some more background, but we're excited to do that. And then, next it would be sending Dara in person to the Philippines, back to the Philippines, to formally train that person, the new country director that was hired, or that will be hired, I mean. It'll be at least 3, if not 4-day, pretty intense training, so that person knows everything they need to do and can successfully start the ministry. I imagine that we're going to start with Hope for the Village and Hope for the Widow sponsorships. So again, those children or youth would live with their biological relatives. Any widow, they too would live on their own, but they would receive monthly financial assistance with whatever their greatest need is.
Well, this is such a timely and important mission, and we're so excited about the potential impact In Better Hands can have here in the Philippines, of course. So maybe perhaps right now for those our listeners and viewers, so how can they, our churches or individuals, get involved, perhaps not necessarily financially, but in any ways, in support for our work in Better Hands, or in the Philippines, In Better Hands?
Yeah. So definitely, I would invite everybody to please pray. Please pray that, we do hire the right person and we start in the right area. We're careful and sensitive to sponsor the people that need the sponsorship the most, and that our candidate that we hire for country director is able to understand the policies and procedures very efficiently, and able to just start the work and run with the work well. So just please be in prayer. Pray that on my end we can find sponsors for the new individuals that will be sponsored monthly. I would just really appreciate everybody's prayers.
Well, that's, friends, for our viewers and listeners, that's an open invitation for all of us to be part of something bigger than ourselves. Seth, thank you again for being with us today and for the work that you're doing to bring light into darkness. Would you like to share your final words and encouragement for all our joiners here in Mobilization Monday?
Okay, well, thank you again, Clyde, for this opportunity, and we just really look forward to returning to the Philippines, exploring more areas. We want to first start in one area, make sure it's running smoothly and the work is processing well, and then we'd be open to maybe starting more ministry in a different part of the Philippines in the future, but just really excited to return and see our friends more in the future.
To our viewers and listeners, let's keep mobilizing hope one story at a time. If you want to learn more about In Better Hands, visit their website posted in the screen, or follow them on social media. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our episodes. Until next Monday, let's keep the fire burning. Let's be the hands and feet of Jesus wherever He sends us. Once again, this has been Mobilization Monday, powered by Free Methodist Missions Philippines. See you next week. God bless.